Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 4 of my life as an empath. My name is Eli, and in this series, I'll be sharing my personal experiences as an empath and high sensitive person. What was my experience? What did that look like, sounded like, and what I have gone through, and where I'm at right now. So, today, I wanted to talk a little bit about why we tend to seek solitude, why we love being alone. And I guess for me personally, that has started for the last few years, I would say, especially since I moved to Boston. I live in Boston, in the Boston area right now. And once I got out of some chaos relationship wise, and when I mean relationship, it also means romantic, but mainly friendship. Um, from when I was living in Orlando, um, I immediately knew that I needed to step back. I needed to kind of retrieve a little bit and figure out why I was so sensitive, right? Um, why was everything affecting me? And, I thought that it was mental. I thought it was like, oh my goodness, I have depression and I have anxiety and I have, you know, uh, all these issues. That's how I looked at it, right? I was really hard on myself actually because I thought it was my fault. I was like, well, I'm not connecting with anybody, right? Everybody has friendships and groups and stuff, and they get to hang out and share experiences and moments in their lives. And here I am not having anything, right? Actually, I've had the opposite. People have criticized me and like run away, like, oh, this guy has issues. You don't know how many times I've been told from friends that I thought they were my friends, but even friends that I was sensitive, dramatic, like too much, like they can't handle me. so so now I I can handle myself. So now I am enjoying my solitude. I love my alone time. And with that said, I think it was more connected to trying to figure things out about myself. Like I'm at a place right now that I want to figure it out as much as I can. And when I say figure out, it's more like get to know what it is to be an empath, um, and a high sensitive person. Like, what does that mean? And what's the good and not so good? And how can I manage it in a way where I can be happy with myself, which is the bottom line. I don't care who likes me, who doesn't like me at this point in my life. I don't, right? When I was younger, yes, um, it was hard for me to connect with folks and to have, things in common, right? I often met folks that just were into something so different, that the conversations were always about those things that they liked, and I often thought, like, why is that important? Why do I want to talk about that? But back then I was younger and I just wanted to fit in. I wanted to be part of, a community, a group, a group of friends, and it just I sacrificed a lot about myself, right? Of who I am and what I'm all about. But I couldn't do it, so I often did it by myself, right? I'm a nature geek person and a weather geek person as well, very geeky like that. And so I just like, well, I guess I have to be alone, right? And for me to enjoy all these things, if I can't find folks, a group of people or friends or whoever that that are not interested in any of that, then I'm going to just stay by myself and do it on my own, right? And I think at the beginning you tend to be like, oh, that's so awful. I'm so, it's so sad that I have to do that, or anybody has to do that. Anyone has to do that, right? And you feel sorry for yourself. And I went through that a lot, right? Like, I can't believe, that I spend so much time being all by myself. But then, listen, I got to a point where, like, I enjoy my own company 100%. 100%. I don't care who says what. I do things by myself. like for example, last summer, I decided to visit all these towns around New England, and I had the best time, and I went by myself. So I've learned to do that, and I think that's the solitude piece, right? That we go through, that I'm going through right now, and you will be, you will be looked at weirdly. Like I said, they like crazy. You just have mental issues. Um, uh, you just need to, get out of your shell. Um, you just have to deal with your anxiety, um, and I mean, they will give you all kinds of information so you can change, so you could be different, and you could be like them, like people, like other folks. And I'm not having it anymore. But it's hard. It's hard to. It was a hard process for me to kind of be okay, be 100% okay with who I am, and not give a damn about what people said or thought about me. Um, so yeah, so like I said, we get labeled, and we that fear of rejection, has now dissipated. I think about it a little bit still, when I feel like someone that doesn't really know me, whether it's at work or, you know, it's, or other, get-togethers or whatnot. I could tell when someone has some sort of feeling that is not positive, um, and it's a thing that I'm still working on, like trying to, because I feel so much. I'm trying to not read into things, because that's the hardest part. The hardest part is not to get into those thoughts, or not the thoughts, but it's also like you feel it in your body, right? Uh, and it's hard. It's hard to kind of let it go when that person doesn't know you very well, or they don't talk to you. So you're like thinking like, why am I feeling this way? And if they feel that way, they don't know me. Like, that's weird. That's actually, it's almost like a quiet bullying. Like, that's how I feel. I'm not saying they're bullying me, but I mean, I've been bullied before many times, by the way. Because I don't fight. I'm not a person that wants to argue. I don't want to fight physically anybody. I don't want to confront. Nowadays, if I have to, I will. But for many years, I just did not want to confront anybody. I didn't want to. I'm a quiet, peaceful guy. Like, I want to have conversations if there's something happening, but that's it. Just have a conversation, put it on the table, and let it go. That's how I want to function nowadays. Before, I accepted people a lot, and I accepted a lot of BS, from family, friends, acquaintances, work folks, um, and it took a toll on me big time. So I don't do that anymore. Right now, either I have a conversation with you, or if I see that there's something weird, that it's like the unsaid, like a unsaid thing, I will kind of separate myself, or try to distance myself from that person and that kind of feeling. um but yeah, so let's see another thing. So yeah, so we walk alone because we see too clearly to pretend. So that's another thing, and it connects with like how we feel and how I see things. When I see something, you know and because we're so sensitive, like we can feel it in our gut. um that's why I like to be alone. I rather, like I said, I rather be alone than be surrounded by uh this awful, uncomfortable, energy coming from people. um and so yeah, and let's see. I'm just trying to make sure that I touch some stuff. Um, and when we do this thing of, like, isolating and being alone, um, we also block our sensibility. So in other words, like, we don't show it anymore, right? Like, we've learned to kind of not pretend. I don't want to use the word pretend, but we try not to show it. We get good at not showing it, um when of course, when we are in our quiet space or at home or on a space where we're connected, we connect back to ourselves, we know that there's something there. There's like a heaviness that stays with us, uh, while, when something happens, and it's difficult. It's difficult. I think I am enjoying my solitude right now. um, I I think it's healthy for me. I think that it lets me reconnect with my true self and my genuine self. Um, and I rather be I rather be alone or do things by myself than being stressed out about, you know, and that's the blocking thing about, like, oh, are they gonna like me? What conversations am I gonna have this with this person? Are they gonna be okay with talking to me? There's a lot of, it's interesting. There's a lot of people that you connect with, and a lot of conversations happen, but it's very seldom that I meet someone where I have a conversation that is so flowy and so, organic. And I can think of somebody right now. I haven't talked to them for a while, but I can think of someone that when we talked, I remember just, he's a talker, so but he's very smart and very artistic, and he has this sensibility about them that, when we talked about a million things, it was so comfortable. It was so easy to do. That's what I'm trying to open myself up to a little bit more. I know that I'm going through this alone time, and I don't really want to be around too many people. but I that's what I seek nowadays. If and it's fair to me that I'm, and it's not about being judgmental or anything. I'm pickier because I can be pickier. This is me and my health and my life, and that's it. I'm middle aged. I can't go back and fix, what happened, and I'm not a young guy anymore and a young human. I want to live happy, and that's just accepting myself 100 million%, and connecting with folks that are genuinely, you know, uh, connected with me as well, right? Like that you could feel that it is true, and it is, you know, just just organic, like I said, right? And sorry to repeat myself, but that's the good word also to put it. But anyways, I thank you for watching. I hope this all makes sense. Again, I'm trying to organize myself a little bit more before I get to these videos, because I can go all over the place. But thank you for your patience. Please share any experiences if you're an empath, or if you are a friend of an empath, as well. What is your take on this, right? Um, yeah, and I appreciate it, and I will see you next time in the next video. Thank you so much. Take care of yourselves.